Hello, my name is Sam Flournoy, and on behalf of Flournoy Green Tech, welcome to part 2 of the walkthrough of my biodiesel processor that I built. Hello, my name is Sam Flournoy, and on behalf of Flournoy Green Tech, I'd like to walk you through the steps to make 60 gallons of biodiesel with my biodiesel processor that I made from scratch. The next step in the process is to weigh out the amount of catalyst you need with a scale.
So now we're going to start measuring out. Make sure you make up for the weight of your container that you're wearing it with. And for this step you need to be wearing a respirator. So now we're going to start keeping the potassium hydroxide with our homemade scoop. So pour it in there like that. We're going to keep doing this until the scale says 2,262. Now that we have 2,262 grams, we can move on to our next step. Now we need to mix the potassium hydroxide and methanol together. So we're going to turn this valve so that the methanol is now circulating through the mix tube. We're going to turn on the diaphragm pump here. Now we're going to slowly pour the chemical in with it. Just like so. You can see the methanol and potassium hydroxide being mixed through this mix tube.
Once the methoxide is fully mixed, now you can begin the mixing of the methoxide and vegetable oil. The way we do it here at Flournoy Green Tech, we have a venturi encased in this support here. And what a venturi is it creates suction when flow goes through it. So we have our circulatory mix loop going through the venturi, so it's creating a little bit of suction, and that goes through that little tube there into our methoxide tank. So what I'm going to do now is turn on my main mix pump, make sure that valve 3 is closed, valve 2 is on mix loop, and valve 1 is on mix loop. And I'm going to turn on my main mix pump and turn the timer for 2 hours. Here you can see the vegetable oil and methoxide being introduced and mixed through this mix tube. Now we wait 2 hours. Once that 2 hours is up, we let the mixed biodiesel settle and the glycerin will settle out. Now that we've started mixing, we're going to turn on the exhaust fan to suck off all the bad fumes that come out while mixing the biodiesel. After the biodiesel had been mixed for 2 hours, the pump shut off, and now, after 10 minutes, you can already see the biodiesel being separated from the glycerin. The glycerin is the darker colored liquid on the bottom, and the biodiesel is the amber, lighter colored liquid on the top. Before we let the biodiesel settle for 2 hours, we want to make sure we drain our lines so that we don't have glycerin separate into the pipes. So what we're going to do is just make sure that valve 1 is on dry wash, valve 2 is on dry wash, and valve 3 can be opened so that it drains the lines here. And that will drain everything from there on down and from up there in those lines. It has now been about 17 hours since the biodiesel finished mixing. Now there should be glycerin up to about here on the tank. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick the pickup rod of my diaphragm pump into this bucket that's under the glycerin drainage tube. And we're going to put the output side in the hole of the glycerin tote. And now we're just going to turn on the pump. start releasing some of the glycerin out. Here you can see how dark it is, how thick it is. You'll notice the color change as soon as the biodiesel starts coming out. It'll look much more amber. We've opened this valve a little bit to let the glycerin out. Now it's dumping into this bucket and being pumped from this bucket into that tank. And there it is. There's the biodiesel. Now we're just going to close this valve here and let this pump finish pumping out what's left in this bucket. And now we're just going to go turn the pump off. Now we have drained the glycerin. Now that we've finished draining the glycerin, we're going to heat up the biodiesel before we send it through the Eco to Pure. So we're going to come in the box, turn on the heating element switch, and turn it on for an hour. Now that the biodiesel is about 120 degrees, we're going to start running it through the Eco to Pure. The next step is to set the valves right. So we need valve 1 to be in the dry wash position. We need valve 2 to be in the dry wash position. And we got to make sure valve 3 is closed. Now we're going to get one of our 55-gallon drums and put a 100 micron filter in the top. And we're going to put the outlet hose here. This is where the biodiesel comes out of after it's been through the Purolite tower. And we're going to secure it onto the rim of the 55-gallon drum here. Now that we have the output line secured to the rim of the 55-gallon drum, we're going to come over to our box and ensure that valve 1 is in the dry wash position, valve 2 is in the dry wash position, and valve 3 is closed. Now we're going to turn on our main mix pump and set the timer for 2 hours. And here you can see the finished biodiesel that has been through the Purolite trickling out of this output line. This is finished biodiesel, purified, washed. It is ready to run in any diesel engine. So now all that's left is to pump the finished biodiesel into our fueling tank. Then just turn on our pump and fuel away. Again, my name is Sam Flournoy. Please visit flournoygreentech.com if you'd like more information. I'd like to give a big thanks to automationdirect.com for helping us out with all our automation needs. Again, please visit flournoygreentech.com for more information.